Good evening. Right now at 6, we continue working a major developing story. The fight for the White House still going on right now and on the day after Election Day.
Both Joe Biden and Donald Trump making headway to that magical number of 270 electoral votes. Right now, Biden is projected to have 253 electoral votes, while President Trump has 214. Millions of ballots are still being counted, and President Trump is calling for recounts and filing lawsuits.
Meanwhile, Joe Biden spoke to the nation just moments ago. Let's get right to Janine Stanwood, live in our newsroom with more. Janine.
Joe Biden has already received more votes than any other presidential candidate in American history. And tonight he's urging America to keep the faith and wait for all of the ballots to be counted.
I'm not here to declare that we've won, but I am here to report when the count is finished, we believe we will be the winners.
Addressing the nation this afternoon, Joe Biden says he believes he has the votes to be president. Behind the scenes, his team preparing for a possible recount in Wisconsin and a legal battle to keep votes counted in Michigan. His campaign asking for money in a tweet for the, quote, Biden Fight Fund. In the early morning hours, the day after Election Day, the former vice president energizing a car rally of supporters.
We believe we're on track to win this election.
Biden boosted by wins in traditional Democratic strongholds and holding on to blue states Trump tried to flip, like Minnesota. And in a surprise outcome, Biden with a substantial lead in Arizona, a state that went red in 2016.
I will work as hard for those who didn't vote for me as I will for those who did vote for me. Now, every vote must be counted. No one's going to take our democracy away from us.
The last time there was a vice president in a ballot battle for president, it was 2000. The candidate was Al Gore. He initially conceded. This is not the case now. Biden's lead is growing. Calvin.
2000 all over again. Thanks a lot, Janine. President Trump is already taking action, calling for a recount in Wisconsin and filing a lawsuit in Michigan. Let's get right to our D.C. Bureau Chief Ross Palumbo live now at the White House tonight. Ross.
Well, Calvin, now the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, is also announcing a lawsuit in Pennsylvania and saying tonight that that could just be the beginning. This is here at the White House, the president sending out a flurry of false tweets after just hours ago falsely claiming he won the election. After first falsely declaring victory with millions of votes left to be counted.
Frankly, we did win this election. We did win this election.
The president this morning sending out a flurry of tweets, now saying we have claimed for electoral vote purposes the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the state of Georgia, and the state of North Carolina. We hereby claim the state of Michigan, while making other unverified claims of fraudulent ballots, all of which Twitter labeled as misleading.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country.
Trump even taking it a step further, claiming with zero evidence that it's been a fraud and pushing with zero legitimate power for the Supreme Court to step in.
We'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list. Okay?
Experts say that would be an illegitimate move as states continue to legally count the surge of mail-in voting due to the pandemic. Voting across Florida and the country has actually gone smoothly, and battleground states vowing to keep it that way according to the law.
We have so many. We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight.
And here at the White House tonight, sources are telling me that it is the president himself who is personally pushing for all these lawsuits across the entire country. And Calvin and Nicole, I can also tell you that inside the White House, several staffers tonight seeming grim with all the Republican support that never materialized.
Our Ross Palumbo live at the White House. Ross, thank you. It is definitely a tight race for those key 270 electoral votes. Our senior political reporter Michael Putney has been watching the numbers closely and is in the newsroom with a closer look.
And Nicole, Joe Biden has won the popular vote, not even close there. He's about 2 million votes ahead of Donald Trump. But as you know, what really counts is the electoral vote, and that is still undecided. Wisconsin has 10 electoral votes, and they belong to Joe Biden. He is the winner in Wisconsin by just a little more than 20,000 votes. The president is asking for a recount. Well, look at this. In Detroit this afternoon, a noisy protest staged by Trump supporters at a polling site. They were demanding to be let in to watch the counting of mail-in ballots, but authorities said no. They said campaign representatives from either camp were not allowed in. This scene is reminiscent to me of the so-called Brooks Brothers riot in Miami during the 2000 Miami, Florida election recount. Here are the numbers now from Michigan, which has been called for Joe Biden. He will get that state's 16 electoral votes. And then there is Pennsylvania, a must-win state for both campaigns. The president early on jumped out to a sizable lead, but it is dwindling as they continue to count the mail-in votes in Pennsylvania. The governor promises every vote will be counted.
We may not know the results even today, but the most important thing is that we have accurate results. Again, even if that takes a little longer than we're used to. Make no mistake, our democracy is being tested in this election. This is a stress test of the ideals upon which this country was founded. And the basic rule of one person, one vote, that still carries, and it has to carry here.
And the U.S. Supreme Court gave Pennsylvania 3 days to count all their votes. Calvin, we'll send it back to you.
Okay, Michael, thank you. And here's how Florida voted yesterday. President Trump won Florida's 29 electoral votes, beating Joe Biden with 51% of the vote, and President Trump winning despite getting crushed in Broward as expected, with Biden winning 65% of the vote in Broward. And although Joe Biden won Miami-Dade by 7 points, he terribly underperformed there. Hillary Clinton, you may recall, won Miami-Dade by 30 points in 2016. That difference may have cost Biden the Sunshine State.